Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Chapter 16. Dion City is located in the Xuanian Mountains. Although this city is located in the wilderness, it is enough to rank in the top 3 of Dion County in terms of prosperity. There is no other reason, just because this Dion City is the headquarters of the Dion sect. You must know that Yanzong is the biggest force in Dion County, and its industry has penetrated almost everywhere in Dion County. Sect leader, my subordinates have inquired about the fact that in the past few days, the Elephant Demon Gate and the Baiguan faction are frantically recruiting some forces. In just a few days, probably 60–70% of the forces in Dion County have joined these two families. At this moment, Dion City, inside a palace, an old man and a middle-aged man in black robe respectfully reported. The middle-aged man in black robe had a gloomy and cold temperament, and he looked like he was about 40 or 50 years old. However, he has a great aura. Just sitting there, he has a terrible majesty. As he breathed out, the energy of heaven and earth that was visible to the naked eye rushed towards him, like a black hole. This person is impressively the great Yanzong sect leader Dong Lai. What did you find out? Hearing this, Dong Lai asked indifferently. In his opinion, how could these two companies dare to incorporate forces with such fanfare at ordinary times? There is clearly a strong backstage now. Report to sect leader, my subordinates are incompetent, and I have not been able to find out who is behind these two families. I only know that a few days ago, a young man came to the Elephant Demon sect branch, suspected to be a good fortune 3-level powerhouse. After that, the two families suddenly became crazy, and they continued to expand their forces. If they encountered resistance or refused to accept, they would all be suppressed. Many people who used to take refuge in our great Yanzong had to turn to the Elephant Demon Gate and the Baiguan School. The old man looked embarrassed and lowered his head. That's really interesting. A young man can subdue the Elephant Demon sect and the Baiguan faction, and still make such a big name in Dion County. It seems that it should be Yi Langtian, the arrogant of the Yi clan who has recently become famous in the Daong dynasty. Dong Lai sneered, but his eyes flashed coldly. He didn't know why Yi Langtian of the Yi clan suddenly came to Dion County, still making such a turmoil in Dion County. However, he had an intuition that Yi Langtian was here for him. Dong Lai asked himself, his great Yanzong never offended the Yi clan. Naturally, it is impossible to offend Yi Langtian. The only thing that makes him worthy of such fear is that there is only that treasure. Ben sect leader is really curious what this thing is. Can the famous genius of the Yi clan travel thousands of miles to Dion County? Could it be true that there is a good fortune of heaven and earth hidden in it? If I can grasp it, in the future, if I look at the Daong dynasty, no one will be able to compete. Looks like I have to get something out of Yi Langtian's mouth. While thinking, Dong Lai frowned. That treasure was obtained by chance from the ancient monument of Dion a few years ago. It's a pity that this thing seems to be sealed. Rao is so many years. Dong Lai tried every means, but still can't break the seal. But what makes him feel incredible is that although this thing is sealed, it can absorb the energy of heaven and earth without any scruples, and even mental energy can be swallowed. You must know that the great Yanzong started out with talismans. What does the manipulator need? That's where mental energy is needed. It can be said that if you can become a disciple of the great Yan sect, mental energy will be more outstanding than ordinary people. As the sect leader of Yanzong, Dong Lai's mental energy is naturally amazing. Although not a talisman, his mental energy is comparable to some talismans. What? It's actually Yi Langtian, the strong man who was already a good fortune at a young age. Why did he come to our Dion County? Hearing Dong Lai's words, the old man lost his voice on the spot and said incredulously. Could it be that he was for that treasure? The old man is not stupid, the next moment just thinks of something. Elder, send the order down, and immediately block the city of Dion. At the same time recall all good fortune 3-level powerhouses. In addition, prepare more pure yuandan, so be prepared for a rainy day. While pondering, Dong Lai immediately ordered in a deep voice, without the slightest slack. Those pure yuandan are prepared to control the advanced talisman. He had a hunch that this Yi Langtian would sooner or later be marked with the great Yanzong. He can't sit still. On the contrary, they must fight against the army, capture Yi Langtian, and find out the real details of that treasure. Subordinates obey. The old man bowed and agreed. In the next few days, the situation in Dion County suddenly became tense. The whole weather is cloudy. First of all, the Elephant Demon sect and the Baguan school seem to be insane, and they are incorporating large and small forces in Dion County. If you don't accept it, you will be suppressed with iron blood. Secondly, someone who is careful found that at the same time, Yanzong also hurriedly summoned the strong branches of various branches to rush back to Daeonchang. This situation is rare. Some people have to wonder what these three forces seem to be actively planning. Even, some people speculate that the ancient monument of Dion will be born again. Although these have nothing to do with ordinary people, people who walk around the streets all day also notice something unusual. For this reason, everyone is panicking. Today's Dion County is really full of wind and rain. In the blink of an eye, 3 days are over. This morning, when the sun rises over the horizon, the headquarters of the Elephant Demon Gate, above the city wall, is full of good fortune 3-level powerhouses. Looking around, there are almost no less than 100 people. Such a large number of good fortune powerhouses from the 3 realms gathered together, and each other's good yuan forces gathered in one place, almost forming a storm circling in the void, and the movement was earth-shattering. Young Master Yi. Chapter 17. Young Master Yi, according to your instructions, we have now gathered all the good fortune practitioners in Dion County who have joined us. Among them, there are 8 people in the good fortune realm, more than 30 people in the Qi realm, and more than 50 people in the shape realm. At this moment, the headquarters of Dion City. On the tower, Wei Xiaoying came to Yi Langtian and reported. Since everyone has arrived, let's go with this young master. Hearing this, Yi Langtian said solemnly. After he finished speaking, he jumped off the city head first, stepped on a long spear turned into Yuan Li, and flew straight in the direction of Dion City. When the rest of the people behind them saw this, they didn't dare to neglect and hurriedly followed. For a time, the overwhelming good fortune powerhouses in the 3 realms were like locusts passing through the border, galloping in the sky. That kind of momentum, mighty, like overwhelming. At this moment, even the void is shaking, making a low whine. You know, this is a joint movement of nearly 100 good fortune 3-level powerhouses. My God, what happened? With so many powerhouses going out together, are they looking for some relics? Isn't the head of the group the Cloud sect leader of the Elephant Demon Gate and the Guardian Pavilion master of the Baguan school? Wait, who is that young man in front of the 2? No, the direction of these people is to Dion City. What? It's actually Dion City. Are these people going to attack the great Yanzong? Yi Langtian led such a lineup to dispatch. Naturally, he could not hide from the world. Wherever he passed, the momentum created made people stunned and terrified. At the moment, many characters noticed this scene, and after thinking about it, their expressions changed drastically. The great Yanzong is the #1 force in Dion County. It has developed to the present, it is the heyday. It has entered the first-class forces of the Daong dynasty. But even so, there are still people who dare to go to sect so unscrupulously today. It seems that the sky in Dion County is about to change. Who said no? After thinking of the recent turmoil in Dion County, some people couldn't help but express such emotion. At the same time, the other side, in the hinterland of the Xuanian Mountains, above a magnificent city tower, Dong Lai and others, the high-level officials of the great Yanzong, were all waiting and looking into the distance. I didn't expect Yi Langtian to move so fast that he would attack my great Yanzong today. Fortunately, this sect leader reacted fast enough, and has recalled all the powerhouses of the great Yanzong. Not long after, the elder of the great Yanzong came to Dong Lai and reported. Sect leader, the guardian formation is ready. Just wait for the sect leader to give an order, enough to open. Hearing this, Dong Lai's expression brightened, and he sneered. It is good. Today, let Yun Pojin and Wei Xiaoying go back and forth. As for Yi Langtian, don't think that he is from the Yi clan, he is arrogant, and he can act so recklessly. The voice fell, in the distance between heaven and earth. Suddenly, a roar broke out. It was Yi Langtian who led the people to Dion City. This old guy is cautious, but he actually arranged a great formation to protect the sect in advance. But this devouring rune, I'm bound to get it. Yi Langtian stepped on the spear and stopped thousands of meters away from the tower of Dion City. Right now, In his perception, he sensed a faint formation aura in the mountains below. Although it was well hidden, he was still discovered by him. Don't go any further, there is a great formation in front of the great Yanzong protector. Soon, he stopped his hand, and glanced at Yunpojin and Wei Xiaoying. I've heard of this great Yanzong protector's formation. This formation is called Juyin Profound Demon Formation. It is said that once this formation is launched, even if the peak of the good fortune realm comes, he must avoid the edge for a while. Yunpojin looked under his eyes with a little dread, and said to Yi Langtian. On the left and right is just a 9-yin mysterious formation, please wait and hold your troops, and when this sun breaks this 9-yin mysterious formation, you will attack again. Hearing this, Yi Langtian immediately said, actually is not big. With the pseudo-heaven rank spiritual treasure in hand, breaking this formation is easy. I hope young Master Yi is careful, don't be careless. When everyone saw this, they also hurriedly warned. After speaking, I saw Yi Langtian taking the lead, turning into a streamer and rushing over. Ha ha ha, Yi Langtian, the sect leader, really takes care of himself, and dares to come alone to the great formation of protecting the sect. Here, the senior elders of the great Yanzong laughed out loud when they saw this scene. You must know that this 9-yin profound evil formation can resist the peak powerhouses of the good fortune realm. Even if a half-step nirvana realm powerhouse comes, they will not be able to break through it for a while. Yi Langtian is a good fortune, how dare he be so arrogant? Since Yi Langtian is courting death, no one can blame others. Elder, activate the formation and kill Yi Langtian for me. In response, Dong Lai gave a cold smile and ordered. Yes, sect leader. The great elder of the great Yanzong responded with a sound, and then the radiance of Yuan force on the palm of his hand was brilliant, and he slapped the city wall with one palm. This palm fell, and the entire Dion city was shaking violently. The next moment, beams of light spread down from the tower like a spider web, extending all the way to the hinterland of the Xuanian Mountains. Then a huge formation, flickering with the aura of the earth, slowly took shape. As soon as this formation took shape, the energy between the heavens and the earth became violent and violent. At the same time, an unspeakable coercion also pervaded everyone's heart. Chapter 18. Yanzong has taken root in Dion County for hundreds of years. There are many crises of course. But every time of life and death, the 9-yin Earth Demon Array protecting sect Great Array has played a role in turning the tide. The reason why Dion City was built in the Xuanian Mountains is because there is an endless power of the earth under the mountains. As for the 9-yin Earth Demon formation, you can use a little Earth Demon power for your own use. At that time, Yi Langtian had just rushed into the 9-yin Earth Evil formation, and the force of the Earth Evil turned into a spear in the sky. Shish. With the activation of the Great Formation, the spears that filled the sky shot directly at Yi Langtian like piercing through clouds and cracking rocks. Seeing this, Yi Langtian raised his hand with the power of good fortune surging. In a matter of seconds, there is a shield of Yuan force condensed in front of him. At this moment, no matter how the spears shot from the sky, they could not break his defense. With such a large formation, can you stop me? Yi Langtian smiled contemptuously. In the established plot, the protagonist Yi Chen can kill Yanzong sect leader Dong Lai with only the power of half-step good fortune. Today, he has the same cultivation base as Dong Lai. If he loses, he is still a genius. What qualifications do you have to master the devouring rune, such wonders of heaven and earth? Zan Junfang. The next moment, Yi Langtian gave a clear drink. He opened his mouth and spat out, and a black light flew out, turning into a palm-sized mountain. Then, under the urging of Yi Langtian's Yuan force, the storm surged in the blink of an eye and turned into 1,000 feet in size. Crash. I saw that Yi Langtian hugged the Xuanjin peak with both hands, and slammed into the big Yancheng directly. Bang, bang, bang. With just one blow, the spear all over the sky turned into powder. The terrifying force slammed into the entire formation and was on the verge of collapsing. Damn it, I didn't expect that this Yi Langtian actually has a pseudo-heaven rank spirit treasure. This must be the Yi family's clan possession. This sect leader doesn't believe that this great formation can't kill Yi Langtian. Seeing Yi Langtian showing his mighty power in the 9-yin Earth Demon formation, Dong Lai's face turned black, and he immediately became gloomy. Then, with a stomping of his footsteps, his vigorous yuan force rushed into the ground, directly cracking the ground and spewing out more earth evil power. At the same time, the yin dragon transformed by the power of the 9 earth demons quickly changed and rushed towards Yi Langtian. Unbelievable. Break it for me. Yi Langtian snorted coldly, his body glowing brightly. He hugged the Xuanzhen peak and directly rushed into the 9 yin dragons, sweeping the blockbuster. As soon as the peak was smashed, a yin dragon was suppressed, and its huge body was also torn apart. This young Master Yi is too brave. Killing the world alone is eclipsed. It seems that this 9 yin earth evil formation won't last long. The Yi clan really has a great talent. Unless someone from the Nirvana realm comes in person, no one can kill Yi Langtian. Quote. The other side. In the void thousands of feet away from Dion City. When Yun Pojin and Wei Xiaoying saw Yi Langtian, it was as if they were in a no-man's land. When they could knock down the mountain with a single blow, they all changed color. At the beginning, everyone was worried that the great Yanzong had the 9 yin earth formation, and this time they would return without success. Unexpectedly, Yi Langtian alone is going to break this formation. This definitely boosted everyone's morale. Wanjin prison, drop it for me. In almost 100 breaths, Yi Langtian slaughtered 9 yin dragons. Then he hugged the Xuanzhen peak and threw it heavily towards the Xuanian mountain range below. Boom! Immediately, a deafening sound came out, causing everyone present to swell their eardrums. Under a single strike, the entire Xuanian mountains are shaking, and in the mountains, many birds are panicking. The weight of the tens of thousands of pounds completely suppressed the evil spirit of the earth. No matter how the 9 yin earth evil formation is motivated, those earth evil spirits have to die. What? The pseudo-heaven rank spirit treasure in Yi Langtian's hand actually calmed the ley lines. No, the big formation is about to break. Yanzong was shocked when the high-level officials saw this. The next moment, I saw Yi Langtian through a spear transformed from Yuan Li with one hand, piercing the entire 9 yin earth array as quickly as lightning. At the same time, the huge 9 yin earth formation completely collapsed and disintegrated. That is to say, the whole time, outside Yun Pojin, Wei Xiaoying and others rushed in immediately. What a joke. Right now, the war is over, and the greatest support of the great Yanzong is gone. If you don't rush at this time, are you still waiting for Yi Langtian to kill everyone? All elder disciples, follow me to meet the enemy. Seeing that the 9 yin earth demon formation was breached, Dong Lai immediately shouted loudly. After saying that, he rushed down ahead of the pack. Great Flame Chaos Demon Fist. Dong Lai came to Yi Langtian, raised his hand and played a 9th rank martial arts. A punch was blown out, and the air was like an explosion in an instant, and the fierce fist wind roared down, hitting Yi Langtian in the face. In this regard, Yi Langtian looked indifferent, just stretched out a palm and slammed it, colliding with it. Boom! The two hit each other hard. In a short time, the terrifying yuan force fluctuations swept away, making the radius of 100 meters into an absolute vacuum, and no one dared to enter. Then, countless people saw in horror that in this confrontation, the sect leader of the great Yanzong was actually blasted out by Yi Langtian. The body slammed into the towering city wall behind him, vomiting blood. Chapter 19. Sect Leader. Seeing this situation, the elders at the top of the great Yanzong hurriedly said. Just when he was about to go up to rescue, he was stopped by Yun Pojin, Wei Xiaoying and others. This time, these people can't take care of themselves. Yi Langtian, you want to kill Ben's sect leader. It's not that easy. Dong Lai stood up again and grinned at Yi Langtian. Then, with a flick of his fingers, a few talismans flew out of his sleeves after a while. In the light and flint, this Dong Lai almost added hundreds of thousands of pure yuanden to each talisman. In this way, Dong Lai has these high-level talismans to help him, and he is confident that he can repel Yi Langtian. Oh, do you want to rely on these advanced talismans to deal with me? Seeing this, Yi Langtian sneered. After speaking, his figure came to those high-level talismans like a ghost. Before these high-level talismans turned on the battle mode, they were violently smashed by him with one punch. After a few breaths, those talismans were beaten and their limbs flew out. The sight looks horrible. What? How can that be? Dong Lai was shocked, and suddenly he couldn't believe it. These high-level talismans have a cultivation base that is comparable to the good fortune realm. Unexpectedly, Yi Langtian punched him. In the face of absolute strength, this talisman can't save you. Dong sect leader, you should hand over that treasure. I can leave you a whole body. Yi Langtian approached step by step, walking towards Dong Lai with an indifferent tone. You must know that the rune is not only a wonder of heaven and earth, but there are too many things behind it. It is not something that he, the leader of the first-class forces of the Daong dynasty, can entertain. You really came for that thing. Hearing this, Dong Lai's face was shocked, and he stared at Yi Langtian. Then he suddenly asked, "Can you tell me, this dying man, what that treasure is?" While speaking, Dong Lai secretly offered his last trump card. A blood spirit puppet comparable to the Nirvana realm. There are many ways to refine talismans. But to talk about the cruelest among them, there is nothing more than the blood spirit puppet. This blood spirit puppet is made by living people, and the process is quite ferocious. This also led to the great resentment of the refined blood spirit puppets, and a careless one could devour the master. So, for this killer, Dong Lai wouldn't take it out unless he had to. But right now, he has the worry of his life, and if he doesn't take it out, I'm afraid he will fall here today. Here, Yi Langtian saw the coldness in Dong Lai's eyes. How could he not know what he was thinking? He knew that this great Yanzong secretly refined a blood spirit puppet. Therefore, Yi Langtian's heart fluttered, his palm was empty, and he captured the Xuanjin peak. No nonsense, kill you, and the treasure will naturally come to me. After speaking, Yi Langtian urged that Zhan Junfeng with all his strength to shoot at Dong Lai. Aware of the sudden oppression above his head, Dong Lai's expression changed greatly, and he was so frightened that he lost his mind. Before he could activate the blood spirit puppet, Zhan Junfeng roared down. He was directly shaken to death on the spot, and his internal organs were torn apart. Dong Lai didn't know until he died that Yi Langtian would be so ruthless that he could sense the crisis in advance. Died. Sect leader is dead. At the same time, when the high-level officials of the great Yanzong saw Dong Lai in such a miserable state, they all screamed. No more confrontational hearts. Now, even the backbone of Dong Lai is dead. Everyone is leaderless, and Yi Langtian, the god of killing, is here. If we continue to fight, it will undoubtedly be a dead end. Therefore, almost at the next moment, many strong people of the great Yanzong chose to surrender one after another, kneeling down and begging for mercy. Seeing this, Yi Langtian's face was calm. He glanced at Yun Pojin and Wei Xiaoying, and commanded in a deep voice. The next thing is up to you. Kill some people who deserve to be killed, don't show mercy. In addition, no one can enter the city without my order, and those who violate the order will be executed. Hearing this, the two quickly agreed. Yes, young Master Yi. After saying that, Yi Langtian jumped into the depths of Dion City with Dong Lai's broken body at once. Seeing this scene, Yun Pojin and Wei Xiaoying secretly glanced at each other. The two of them knew that the last time the great Yanzong took a great treasure from the great Yan ancient monument. Now that he is dead, Yi Langtian must go to scavenge the treasure. At the same time, the two of them are also clear in their hearts that some things cannot be inquired, and they can only be obediently rotten in their stomachs. Fortunately, now that Dong Lai is dead, the collapse of the great Yanzong is inevitable. The two of them still have a lot to do. Here, Yi Langtian carried Dong Lai who had just died, and in a few breaths, he came to a hall in the headquarters of the great Yanzong. I don't know, is the devouring talisman on Dong Lai? After letting go of Dong Lai, Yi Langtian swept away his spiritual thoughts, but found nothing. It seems that we can only search for his memory. Yi Langtian shook his head helplessly, and then separated a trace of spiritual sense, invaded the latter's sea of consciousness, and prepared to investigate. After a few breaths, Yi Langtian suddenly looked happy and smiled. This old guy, really cautious, actually hid the devouring talisman in a cave in the depths of the Xuanian mountains. However, the less people who know about the devouring rune, the better. As soon as he thought of this, Yi Langtian summoned the ring on Dong Lai's finger, and turned around and swept away into the depths of the Xuanian mountains. As for why he took the receiving ring, because the blood spirit puppet is in this receiving ring. Chapter 20. The Great Yanzong is destroyed. This is the truth. On the day Yi Langtian killed Dong Lai, the news of the demise of the Dion sect spread like wildfire in Dion City. In less than half a day, the entire Dion County knew that the #1 powerhouse in Dion County, the sect leader Dong Lai of the Dion sect, had fallen. The person who killed him was from the Yi clan. It was the arrogant Yi Langtian who became famous in Liucheng not long ago. Before that, there was news that Yun Pojin from Elephant Demon sect and Wei Xiaoying from Baiguan school had already joined Yi Langtian. It was because of Yi Langtian's orders that they caused such a shock in Dion County. It can be said that from the moment the Great Yanzong was destroyed, all the forces in the entire Great Yan County were dominated by Yi Langtian. All of a sudden, Yi Langtian's name reverberated in Dion County. In the eyes of many people, this son is already a veritable top powerhouse of the Daong dynasty at a young age, and his future achievements are simply incalculable. On the day of Dong Lai's death, Yun Pojin, Wei Xiaoying and others occupied the Great Yanzong in less than an hour. Among them, nearly 3 or 4 of the top executives of the Great Yanzong were killed. There is no way, these people are too evil to follow Dong Lai. Not killing is not enough to make people angry. You must know that of the 3 major forces in Dion County, only the Great Yanzong is unpopular. Its sect not only condones its children to do evil everywhere, but some of the methods of refining talismans are also appalling and cruel. On the day they occupied the Great Yanzong, Yun Pojin and Wei Xiaoying arranged manpower and began to take over the previous Great Yanzong's property. The other side. After Yi Langtian left Dion City, he went deep into the Xuanian Mountains alone. During this period, I also encountered some demonic beasts, but they were easily suppressed by him. That night, Yi Langtian appeared in front of a hidden rock cave. He took a look at the stone cave here and found that this place should be formed naturally, not artificially excavated. Standing in front of the door, he pondered for a while. Yi Langtian directly sacrificed Shaju Peak. While holding this treasure, walk into the stone cave. The stone caves are deep, the corridors are narrow, and from time to time there is a yin and evil spirit blowing towards the face. Fortunately, Yi Langtian is a strong person in the good fortune realm, and it is not a problem to resist a little yin and evil spirits. After walking forward for a quarter of an hour, Yi Langtian suddenly felt that the front was suddenly brighter. After a few more steps, he came to a stone hall. In that place in the stone hall, there is an altar. At this moment, above the altar, there is a black light group suspended. With the black light on and off, in the void, a black hole visible to the naked eye appeared from time to time. At this time, Yi Langtian noticed that the energy of heaven and earth was extremely irritable and restless. Is this the devouring rune? After staring at it carefully, Yi Langtian found that in its depths, there was an ancient rune the size of a sea bowl, as if it had existed forever, quietly floating in the light group. Black rune, looks extremely old. The lines are strange and unpredictable, and terrifying cracks are intertwined between the outlines of each other, like a mouthful of black holes, as if they can devour everything. According to legend, among the 8 great talismans, the devouring talisman is the most mysterious. With this thing, it can devour everything. Either yuan power or mental energy, it can be swallowed. When looking at the rune, Yi Langtian also remembered all kinds of rumors about it. Try it and see if you can break the light group and take out the devouring rune. Yi Langtian muttered to himself. Immediately, Zhan Junfang was sacrificed and smashed at the light group. Boom! A peak slammed down quickly, and the entire Xuanian mountain range was shaking. It's a pity that under such a powerful impact, the light group still hasn't changed at all. Yi Langtian didn't give up and tried several times, but the result remained the same. It seems that the previous owner of the devouring rune, Ancestor He Tong, must approve it, otherwise the seal of the devouring rune cannot be broken. Seeing this scene, Yi Langtian sighed lightly. He remembered that the black-eyed ancestor came from such ancient great sects as Fen Tian's sacred land. Its cultivation base has even reached the wheel-turning state. You must know that if someone in the profound sky continent reaches the wheel-turning realm, they are already the first-rate powerhouses in the world. Right now, Yi Langtian didn't even reach the nirvana realm, so it was impossible to break his seal. The plan for now is to wait here for the next script simulation time. Let's see if we can refresh the properties of mental energy. After taking back Zhan Junfang, Yi Langtian thought so in his heart. Yi Langtian spent the next days in this cave. Fortunately, before going out, the Yi clan gave him enough pure Yuan Dan and Nirvana Dan. There is still half a month, I wonder if I can be promoted to the peak of good fortune. Sitting cross-legged in a corner of the stone cave hall, Yi Langtian looked at the mountain of pure yuandan beside him, and murmured. Immediately, he calmed down and started cultivation. With his breath, the pure yuandan not far away was turning into powder at a speed visible to the naked eye. In just one day, nearly 1 million pure yuandan was squandered by Yi Langtian. At this moment, his cultivation base has reached the peak of good fortune. When Yi Langtian was immersed in cultivation, and the Dion County outside has undergone earth-shaking changes. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.